Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Burning Rubber Podcast. I'm Jake Scarborough, joined by my co-hosts Keenan Kimber and Matthew Stotts. How you guys doing today?
What's going on? Looking forward to it. 12, just past midnight here on the East Coast. Looking forward to it. Having fun today. What about you, Matthew?
As always, Liddy with me.
Facts. I can vouch for that.
Yeah, the Carolina
just ready.
boys over there. So we've got a little bit to discuss before next week's episode where we just turn football and review this weekend's games. But I say the first thing we should start off with for today's episode, the NASCAR race is at Phoenix, the championship finale. Starting off with trucks, how did you guys feel about the truck race?
I liked it.
I feel so bad for Moffitt. He at the end of that race, he had the truck to beat, and just an untimely caution of a lap car trying to clear himself. Really feel bad for him, but I'm happy Creed won. I'm a really big ThorSport and Creed fan, so I'm happy, but I feel bad for Moffitt at the same time.
I just loved it because the restarts were just amazing. It showed what tires can do and what tires cannot do. Ford versus old. It showed a big difference.
100%.
I caught the ending of the truck race, and I just thought, same thing with the Xfinity race when we get into that. The late race caution that made it like 3 to go, whatever, that made for an exciting finish, especially for the championship. But
yeah, 100%. Yeah, I agree with you. Them late race cautions really made it something to. It turned into must watch TV for 2 laps.
Yeah,
the way I look at it. Really, if that wasn't happened, Moffitt would have won, and then was it Cindric would have won? I think it was Cindric.
Yeah.
Who won anyways, but it's just one of those things that you either get lucky if you're in the right spot, such as Creed, and unlucky if you're in a different spot, such as Brett Moffitt.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy with the results. I mean, as I said when we made predictions, I was really neutral with everyone in the Final Four for trucks. I don't have favorites out of any of them. So it was just kind of something fun to watch and then see, one of the dominant guys all season, if not the most dominant, win.
Yeah, 100%. What was you saying, Stotts?
No, I was just agreeing with that. It's true.
Yeah, it's just ever since Junior retired, I really haven't been paying as much attention to anything really NASCAR related. But it feels good to be able to sit down and watch the ending of a race that you really don't know what's going to happen. Like, they were 5 and 6 wide on the restarts going into 1 and 2, and you just never expect that from somewhere like Phoenix. And to see Sheldon Creed win it, I'm a huge Chevrolet fan as well. To see Creed win it was just happy for me in the first place.
Stotts, you have anything else to add?
No, I mean just the racing was really good. I mean, I was a little hesitant with it, going to Phoenix because I just didn't really know what to expect because it was, the new finale. So I was a little skeptical on it, and I'm just glad it put on a good show and entertained me and most likely other fans out there.
Definitely. And as we move on to the Xfinity race, I made the prediction that Allgaier, he was my pick, and honestly, he showed out in that race. I really didn't see Briscoe that much. I don't know what happened to him. I didn't catch that if, he wrecked or something. But I just noticed it was like an Allgaier Cindric show all day.
Yeah, I was shocked that Briscoe wasn't as big as a factor as I thought he was going to be. The only real thing that I remember happening to Briscoe was that he was the one that brought out that late race caution.
The final caution, yeah.
Yeah, and that really surprised me because him and Cindric have been battling all season for that top spot in Xfinity. And I think this could be a really good. I think NASCAR needs to market its drivers better. And I think this could be a great opportunity to, what's it called? To market their young guns here. Because these last 2 years, we've had some really good drivers come up to Cup. And I'm just curious to see what Cindric and all the rest of them do next year. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and with Briscoe replacing Clinton Boyer at the 14, the Cup Series in 2021, but Cindric staying in Xfinity, do you guys think anyone's going to really be competition for Cindric?
I do. And I'm a huge Junior fan, and I might be a little biased. I think Allgaier's going to put up a fight, but I think Gregson is going to win the championship next year. I really think he's one of those young prodigies that, yeah, he's aggressive. He might be over aggressive at times, but he's still learning. And he already has the pace. I like to compare him to Max Verstappen. When Max Verstappen was coming, he was that young, hot-headed driver that would that's miles ahead of where he should be. He's just that young guy that feels the car underneath him so well.
Stouch, you
I
have
got my
anything
eyes
to
on
add?
Harrison. I like Harrison Burton. You know, he showed that speed at Texas and Martinsville, I believe, where he got his 2 wins. Garrison
And also
probably should have won that
Fontana,
race.
right?
Yeah, Fontana. He won Fontana. He started to show speed there towards the end of the season. If he can, I hope he could keep up that momentum going because JGR just needs it. I mean, they finally got rid of Hertz, which was probably a good move. And they have really good talent from Burton and Jones, and they just had bad luck in my opinion. I mean, Jones struggled to finish because of DNFs and all that, and Harrison just had a good start and then just was kind of quiet. But I really want to see Harrison Burton do what he did this last 3 races of the season.
Yeah, 100%. I can't remember if it was Gilliland or Burton, but at that Martinsville race last year where he told Kyle Busch to
Oh, that was Gilliland. Stay in the
yeah,
motorhome.
yeah, I gained so much. I would really be pulling for Burton if it was him that said that, because most people know I can't stand Kyle Busch.
Yeah.
He wrecked my driver at Richmond, and after that, I've kind of just wanted Junior to put him hard into the outside wall.
I mean, I haven't liked Kyle Busch since he wrecked Ron Hornaday in that truck race.
Don't say it.
That was all right. Ron Hornaday and Matt Crafton and Brennan Gaughan being like my favorite truck guys at that time, and then seeing Ron Hornaday, he's probably going to win the championship if he finishes well in this race. Oh, and Kyle Busch put him in the wall
Tore
under caution.
up. 100%. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. But speaking of Harrison Burton, though, they announced today that he will be back with Joe Gibbs Racing next year, which wasn't a surprising signing at all, in my opinion. But it's an interesting move.
Yeah, 100%. I think a big thing that could really help him is they recently also signed Daniel Hemrick, and Daniel Hemrick already had a year of Cup experience. So I really think he can rely on Hemrick. Yes, Hemrick's really young still. It's just Hemrick already has that experience under his belt, and I really think not Gilliland, but Burton. Yeah, Harrison Burton can really pull from him and take his racecraft to a whole new level.
Well, that's another thing with Daniel Hemrick. He was in Xfinity full time before, and he made the Final Four before. So
yeah,
he's definitely got the talent. It's just he never really had the backing, I guess. And
yeah, RCR hasn't been RCR
great.
as you know it for a while.
Yeah. I mean, they won the championship with Tyler Reddick, and that was really all you saw of him.
Yeah, 100%.
Tyler Reddick drove the wheels off the Xfinity cars.
Oh yeah, agreed. He outperformed that vehicle, in my opinion.
Well, Stutz, anything you want to add?
Nah.
Your little rundown from Phoenix, your opinion on it, since we kind of cut you off with that.
That's cool. I mean, it was a really good race, and I mean, I think the truck race was a little better
Yeah.
because of what it set up. Good to see, good to see the racing, and gosh, I hope it's the same next year.
100%. I agree.
And to move on to the Cup race, like, I haven't seen an interesting Phoenix race since there was the grass and the dog leg.
I love that.
Ever since they made that asphalt, I haven't enjoyed a Phoenix race. But, I'd say it was a snooze fest, honestly. We saw, fan favorite Chase Elliott overcome the odds, win the championship. I mean, what else can you say about it? Harvick, who, if you look at the old point system, should have been champion. People are complaining about that. Had, 9 wins on the season?
Mm-hmm.
He won a fourth of the races.
Yeah.
And yet didn't get a chance to run for the championship.
Yeah. I mean, that's the system NASCAR wants to play. I disagree with it personally. I've disagreed with a lot of changes over time. If I'm being honest, I haven't enjoyed the system NASCAR's played since 2011. But, maybe that's just me. I'm sure there are some other people out there that would agree with me that 2011 was probably one of their last interesting seasons when it came down to points, the way plate tracks, races, all that worked out.
Yeah, I agree. I hate this playoff system.
Yeah. It just is a drama maker.
Yeah, the best way I've ever heard someone say it was, I think it was Slap Shoes from YouTube or something like that. He said they're looking for Game 7 moments without the 6 games. And that can't happen.
Yeah.
Especially,
it really ruins it. It ruins the reason for running.
I mean, we saw how 2015 went with Kyle Busch, missed, a third of the season, and just because, he was above 30th in points, he wins the or he's able to make the playoffs, and then he ends up winning the championship from that. I didn't agree with that season at all.
not at all.
And that's not because, I'm not a fan of Kyle Busch. It's because he shouldn't have had a chance at the championship. I mean, yes, it's not his fault he got injured. He had a legitimate reason for missing the races he did. But he shouldn't have won that championship that year.
I agree wholeheartedly.
But hey, we're going off topic. We're going off topic. The Phoenix race for Cup. What's your guys' opinions on it?
Boring. I mean,
Yeah.
there was nothing.
Boring snooze.
It was a pretty boring race, in my opinion, as well. Really, only thing you can really say is you got to change this package. We look at the truck, great race. Look at Xfinity, it was a pretty good race. I'd rank them 9 out of 10 for the truck. Xfinity 7.5, 8 out of 10. It was just that Cup package. It does not work with the current tracks we go to.
I mean, when the trucks are able to go faster than the Cup cars at most tracks, there's an issue.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, they're going faster than Xfinity and Cup at, Atlanta and Texas. Like, that shouldn't be happening, but it is.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if they understand the ratings are dropping pretty bad. I think they need to go back to what they were running. What was it, 4 or 5 years ago? 3 years ago?
Yeah. You'd have those races where the leader checks out by 12 seconds.
Yeah.
But that's different than someone being right behind him and not being able to pass him.
Yeah. I'd rather watch a race where someone, wins off pure domination and not because a package.
They were stopping the right possession.
Yeah. There's a difference between domination and then not being able to pass someone.
I know we're talking about Phoenix. Can I just say this real quick?
Sure.
Can we get Texas out of here?
Why is it
we
at the All-Star race?
Yeah, that's even a bigger issue.
I heard they might be doing the road course there, so go ahead and give Chase Elliott another $1 million.
Yeah,
But
well.
I'd rather see the Texas road course than the Oval. So
See, the Texas races, I think I even said this last time we were here. The Texas races, honestly, the trucks was the only good race. I mean, sure, Xfinity had an exciting finish. The truck race was good throughout the entire time. The Cup race, not so much.
yeah, awful.
But I don't know. I've got nothing else to say about Phoenix. You know, it's the end of the season. We've got little over, 200 days till the 500 in February.
I think it's under 100.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
well,
about to say, I think it's under
I don't
100.
know how to do math. I'm sorry.
We know.
But, you know, I have nothing else to touch on how the race went. I don't know about you guys.
I would like to say, although the racing wasn't very good, I like to commemorate NASCAR for at least trying something. Like,
Yeah.
I think this is what NASCAR needs to do. We need to go back for at least for the championship races or in the chase. We need to go back to these beating and banging short tracks. Yeah, Phoenix is in a short track, but it's better than going to Homestead every year and watching Kyle Larson dominate the race and then slam the wall with 20 to go. Because I was always that person that said, well, if Kyle Larson makes the Final Four, he's winning the championship.
Oh, yeah.
He was so good there. That outside line there was dominant. And I like to commemorate NASCAR for at least trying to. They're not really doing enough, but at least they're trying to bring back that short track beat bang racing that we all fell in love with back in the mid 2000s, early 2010s. Because some of the best races are always restrictor plates and short tracks. Honestly. So, good job, NASCAR, on that. I'll give you that. Now just fix the package, please.
Well, maybe
And
we'll get that in 2022 with the next gen guy.
And Chase Elliott, I mean, gotta give respect where it's due. He did win Martinsville. Yeah, the format kind of whack, but at the same time, he did what he had to do, and he kind of shut up a little bit of the haters because I don't think I didn't really have Chase Elliott marked down to win this race at all. I mean, I was looking at Keselowski and Logano. Keselowski's had these short tracks type places, locked down. I mean, and Chase Elliott he did what he had to do, and I guess I'm just congrats to him. Hopefully NASCAR, please God, look into a better way of racing and hopefully make it a lot more funner.
I agree. Oh, I do have a small note. Denny Hamlin was nowhere that race.
That is
Yeah.
He ranked fourth, but he did not have a good car. Every time they talked about him, he was fighting that race car. I just wonder what's going on.
Well, I listened to the Radioactive. It was like the car was either too loose or it was too tight. There was no in between, and he just couldn't drive it.
Yeah, it sounded like it was a chassis issue. Like, you'd think they'd put all their time in Denny Hamlin for that championship race and make sure everything is right, and it just didn't sound like it was very good for him. He struggled all race.
I mean, this is the second year in a row that the 11 team has made a mistake somewhere for him.
Yeah.
Last year, the slap of tape.
Got a couple retirements.
Oh, yeah.
Or three. We got three. We got three
technically four. If you think about it. Four crew members, 2 teams. The 4 members being Boyer, Johnson, Kenseth, Knaus, and then your 2 teams being Levine Family Racing and Germain Racing, and on top of that, 2 tracks being Chicagoland and Kentucky. So all those
Chicagoland, bro.
All of those say goodbye.
Man,
I don't know why they got rid of Kentucky or Chicagoland. I don't see the reason behind it.
Kentucky last year produced the best finish.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
same thing with this year. It produced one of the better finishes.
Yeah, but Kentucky's never been a good track for racing.
What was
They're
good before the repave?
Yeah.
That's what some NASCAR show
I don't
with
think they
every
cut-
repave now.
Yeah,
I don't think it was NASCAR's decision to cut out Chicagoland. It was the city of Chicago.
yeah,
Oh, that's true.
because they're wanting. I've heard a lot of things that they're wanting to turn it into a bunch of things.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
just
understand
think
Kentucky though.
chose the wrong area for Chicago for that track in the first place. What northern track do y'all know or heard of besides Road America, Watkins Glen that northerners want to go to? You got Road America, Watkins Glen,
Road Atlanta?
Road Atlanta's in Georgia.
I mean, crap.
You're all good. Yeah, it's just one of those things that I didn't think it was gonna last too long. It lasted longer than I thought it would, but it's just one of those tracks that are not in a marquee area. And then we got to get Kentucky out of here. That's sad. Jimmy
Bristol
Johnson.
Dirt.
Yeah, Bristol Dirt's going to be crazy. Kyle Larson's winning that race. I'm already putting my.
I'm banking on that. Freaking gonna place bets.
Yeah. Jimmy Johnson leaves. Jimmy Johnson, Chad Canales, arguably the most legendary driver crew chief pairing ever. Got to get Boyer out of there, though. Goodness.
Oh, really?
I'm just playing. I love Boyer.
Yeah,
I really
I
like
was about
Boyer.
to say them's fighting words.
Everybody likes Boyer.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be fun seeing him and Gordon doing doing commentary next year.
Yeah, doing whatever they're going to do.
Man, get Boyer and Junior together, and
man,
that would
They'll
just
crack
that
a
would
few
just be
beers during the
great.
race.
Maybe.
you just hear 3, 2, 1 chug. And they over
Who
there.
can shotgun the fastest?
All right, off with silly season though. We've only got a few things to talk about. We already talked about Daniel Hemrick going to the 18 for Joe Gibbs in the Xfinity Series. So that questions where's Riley Herbst going? The most dominant car, if not the second most dominant car, the 98 for Stewart-Haas Racing, they picked up Riley Herbst. In my opinion, what were they thinking about that? I have nothing against Riley, but the events that took place this year, I'm sorry, I don't understand it. They're taking a shot with him.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. Harvick's getting up there in age. I see 2 more seasons out of him. They got to develop someone. They don't have anyone in their camp right now. They're in a real tough spot. They got to develop someone to put in that 4 car. And I think Riley Herbst was their best option. Who else are they going to put in there?
Matt DiBenedetto.
Oh, here we go. Oh my goodness.
Y'all know what I said all year. I was sold that DiBenedetto was going to that 48. I would love to see DiBenedetto.
No, and they pulled a fast one on us and put Alex Bowman in it.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at it though. DiBenedetto's with Ford. He's got that Ford contract. 2021 will be his last year guaranteed with Wood Brothers. So if Harvick chooses to hang it up after 2021,
there's the 4.
Yeah, there's the 4 right there.
Here, that's where it's going to get difficult.
I don't think Herbst will be ready though.
I don't think I'll see Herbst.
I think Herbst will come up when Almirola decides to hang it up.
I don't know if Almirola's going to be there for that long, though. I just don't see it.
I mean, you never know.
They can't. I don't think they can afford to let loose of Eric Almirola. He is that perfect driver you want for that supporting second place role. in the team. He's going to give you top 5. He's going to finish 5th to 8th. So you got to really. Do you want another driver? Do you want to take a chance on a young gun who hasn't really proved himself yet? Or do you want Mr. Consistency, give you playoffs every year, takes care of the car, and does everything like that?
Yeah.
It's tough. Okay. I have a question for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
We know Larson signed a multi-year deal. I don't think Byron's going anywhere. He's still really young. They're going to give him time to develop. Chase Elliott's not leaving Hendrick. Alex Bowman, I don't think he's leaving either. He's that really consistent 7th to 12th place driver. Where does that leave for Gregson? Where's Gregson go? He's going to want to be in Cup.
This is something we discussed last time, and this was my prediction for it, and you two may agree with me on it. Where'd the 88 go? Junior Motorsports goes up to Cup.
Thank you. Someone finally agrees with me. Finally. Oh, finally.
Take the 25, take the 88, make it a Hendrick Alliance team. Boom, there you go.
I was thinking just one car team, maybe.
I mean,
And
one
just-
of them be part-time and one of them be the full-time car, basically.
I've been saying this for like 2 months now. Everyone thinks I'm an idiot. Finally, someone agrees with me.
Who would
Final.
drive the 25?
Who would drive the 20? Probably Allgaier.
Oh,
Yeah,
Allgaier
you-
going up.
They may
Case
take a
for
second
Allgaier.
chance with him in Cup. I mean, considering each time he's been in Cup, it wasn't good equipment.
I got
H. Scott Motorsports.
Sam Mayer. That's who I
Oh, yeah. But that's GMS, though. I don't see GMS really giving him up.
He's already signed a junior to drive half the season next year. He's already
Sam
signed.
Mayer?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it's been announced already. Yeah, he's going to
Oh.
drive part of Junior Motorsports.
That's interesting.
So that's who my pick for that second car would be.
Sam Mayer.
It wouldn't hurt to help develop more Hendrick talent as others
Yeah.
get older.
And this
That-
is what Toyota needs to look at, man. I mean, they need to take notes.
Yep. I think Joe Gibbs is in an awful spot right now. All
No,
their
they got-
all
Same thing with Roush. Look at Roush right now. They're hurting.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think Newman has to go, to be honest. I hate to say
Newman's
it. I
going
don't
after
know.
this. I think Newman's going after 2021. I'm sorry.
You know, I'm gonna cut Busher some slack because it was his first season.
Yeah.
It could also just be Roush Fenway. It's fallen off ever since Edwards.
When they
Kenseth, and
lost
Biffle
Edwards,
did.
Kenseth, and yeah, just that trio right there. When they lost them, that entire team fell off the map, and that
The
shows
chemistry
you
just-
they were. That shows you they were outperforming what they had.
yeah, 100%. It's
And
just
that's why Kenseth's the champion to this day, and Edwards is one as well, right?
Edwards never won a championship.
he is a top
Dang.
3 driver. To never,
2011.
Yeah,
think he-
2011 he tied it, but since Stewart won the race,
yeah,
I cried that night.
I did. I love both drivers, but I love Tony Stewart. I just do. He reminded me of a lesser version of Dale Earnhardt, to a sense.
Fair enough.
Him and Kyle Busch is too cocky. You notice Dale Earnhardt was never that cocky.
He just kind of played with you.
Yeah, he would toy with you, but it was all in good heart.
Yeah.
While Kyle Busch will come up to you, wreck you, then go after the race and go cry somewhere about it. I think Dale Earnhardt is the epitome of short track beat and bang racing. If you want to model your short track racing, you model it after Earnhardt, Stewart. You look at Denny Hamlin, who's great at these short tracks. Brad Keselowski. These people are not afraid to move you out of the way, but they're not going to wreck you.
Yeah.
So, I love me some good old short track racing.
You have anything to add, Stotts, before we move on?
No, sir.
All right. This next one, I have nothing to say about it other than he's screwed. We've seen how he performed part-time for the team. Brett Moffitt going to Xfinity full-time next year in the 02 for Our Motorsports. Career ruined. Career ruined, I'm sorry.
I
Just
Best
stop.
bet would be his truck seat as regular. Honestly, I think that would have been the best for him. But he's trying to pursue that Cup ride, and
I mean, he outperformed a Cup ride, and he was just thrown in it back in, 2015?
something like that.
Yeah, because that was when everything crazy was going on.
When he got to drive for he drove the what's it called, the 55 car.
The 55 and the 34.
And it could be cool if GMS had their Xfinity program still, because they closed it, I believe, after Nemechek left.
Yeah,
If they had that still up, that would have really helped Moffitt, though, in my opinion.
yeah, for definitely though.
You know what, Matthew? I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I know how it feels to have a favorite driver retire. How are you going to stay invested in the NASCAR?
John Hunter Nemechek.
John Hunter Nemechek.
See-
he might be driving for front row, but hey, I just gotta still support him. I mean,
You already had your favorite lined up. I didn't. That's probably why I'm not as invested in it anymore.
You
I
have
still
a
Star still the first racing series. It's the racing series I grew up on. It's just I can't get into it like I used to. That's fair. 100%.
All right, and last part of discussion. With Moffitt going to Xfinity, that left open the 23 truck for GMS. Chase Purdy?
Oh yes, I
Ooh.
forgot about that.
I did too.
Kid, he has talent.
He
I see
does.
talent in him.
I do too.
I mean,
Okay. This is really off topic, but say Riley Herbst flops. Who are you putting into that 98 Xfinity car?
Landon Castle.
You know who I'd put in? Give her a year in that truck series, see how she does. I'd
Haley.
look at and this NASCAR could really market Haley Deegan. If they are smart, they would market her as much as possible.
See, but in that case, they'd break her because she's even said herself she wants to take her time up the ladder. She spent 3 years in the ARCA series. Doesn't matter what division it was. She spent 3 years in ARCA. Yeah, I think she's going to spend at least 2 to 3 years in trucks, do 2 to 3 years in Xfinity, and then be in Cup by like 2026.
That's fair.
She even said herself in multiple interviews she wants to take her time. She doesn't want to rush. We've seen multiple times where these guys rush up that ladder, and yes, NASCAR may market off her like they did with Danica Patrick, but I mean they've already marketed off her. She's a huge name, comes from that huge background of the Deegan family, Metal Militia, all that. But you'd be ruining a driver if you take advantage of that.
That's true. That's fair.
And I think more people would be caring about to see, a female driver being able to win races other than driving around and wrecking the car each week and trying to invest off that.
I will never forget Landon Castle's words of wisdom. If you're going to wreck somebody, don't wreck yourself.
Towards Danica Patrick.
I will never forget that. And I use it. On these NASCAR games, if I need to wreck somebody, I wait till I'm about right beside of them, then I turn right. Don't do it at the corner panel. You'll wreck yourself doing that one.
Stotch, you got anything to add, though?
About that SHR thing, with Herbst flopping, I honestly believe he will flop. I high, I'm with it. I think he will, and I think they should shut down the shop after that. I really do, and I think they should.
Wow. How
I'd save that.
are they going to develop?
They can steal off of. They can steal off other people. Hey, they steal off of Toyota. They've been doing. I mean, Tony Stewart. He
Tony
can just steal.
Rick Hendrick did it. Yeah, that's the viable option. They seem to
I mean, JGR just stacks them up and then doesn't have anywhere to put them. I mean, they don't learn.
Yeah, I agree. Which I think this part, which I wish Hamlin would have made an Xfinity team instead, is to help farm and not really farm, but develop drivers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where Hamlin could have came into play. Junior did it, so why couldn't Hamlin? But then again, Hamlin had the money and the resources to go ahead and get a cup team, so that's fair too.
With the GOAT.
The GOATs, yes sir. UNC alum Michael Jordan. Notice I said UNC. Get them Mountaineers out of here.
Never heard of UNC. Gotta look them up.
Says the one that's literally the staying under.
Man, just remember who owns our favorite team.
Oh.
Must be someone trash.
Oh.
The person called the GOAT.
Yeah, he'll go. He ain't that good of an owner though.
That's fact.
All right though. You know what? Should we do predictions for the games this weekend for the NFL before we come back Tuesday?
Sure, why not?
Yes, sir.
Last time.
We've got a little bit of time to mess around with. The Colts beat
Already
the
happened.
Titans. What? I'm not even going to question that. Sunday, Texans versus Browns. I'm going Texans.
I got Texans.
I got the Browns. Baker Mayfield's been playing great lately. I got to go with him. 3 teams from the Steelers division is going to make the playoffs. That's all I have to say.
What about this one? The Washington football team or the Detroit Lions?
Oh,
The Lions.
The
It's a
Lions.
got to go with the football team. Why not? Ron Rivera, coach for Carolina, he's going to win it.
I want
Alright.
to get your eyes checked.
Tampa Bay Bucks versus the Carolina Panthers.
Can't bet against my favorite team. Go Panthers. We finna lose, but I'm picking them to win anyway.
I'm going Bucks.
I'm gonna go Panthers. I'm gonna go
But-
Panthers on this one.
Much respect for you. I think you're on crack if you agree with me, but
All right.
I respect it.
Philadelphia Eagles versus the New York Giants.
Going with the Giants here.
Yeah, Denny Dimes
Yeah.
gonna cash that out.
Unless he runs and then trips himself again. All right. Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Green Bay Packers. I'm going Packers.
Yeah, Packers. Too
Yeah,
easy.
no doubt, Packers.
Buffalo Bills versus the Arizona Cardinals. I'm going Bills. They beat my favorite team last week.
This is where I think it could get interesting. The Bills don't have a very good run defense. And the quarterback of the Cardinals is Kyler Murray. I think it'll be a great game. I think both of these quarterbacks have an extremely slim chance at a MVP. MVP, not MVP. MVP. But I'm going to go with the Cardinals. I got to take it.
Yeah, I'm going Cardinals. You just gotta look at quarterback comparisons, and usually mobile quarterbacks can show more, especially on a team that doesn't have a good run defense.
Yeah.
I think the only reason I'm not picking the Cardinals is because they're the ones that broke our undefeated streak. Anyway, Los Angeles Chargers versus the Miami Dolphins. I'm going with my boy Justin Herbert. I think LA is going to win that one.
Going with my boy Tua, Alabama. I watched him since Alabama's freshman year at Alabama. Miami has a shocking stat that they have the highest plus minus in the NFL right now. I believe so. If they're not first, they're second or third. So I'm going Miami. They're looking really good.
Yeah, I'm going Miami as well. Chargers just can't keep a game together.
Denver Broncos versus the Las Vegas Raiders.
Raiders.
Derek Carr's been going insane.
Yeah, he's played lights out this year. He beat my Panthers in week 1, so I got to go with him again.
Yeah, I'll go Raiders for the whatever. Yeah, I'll go with them.
Against
I
Denver.
hate them.
Next one, Seattle Seahawks versus Los Angeles Rams. I'm picking my favorite team on that. I'm picking Seattle.
Now, this game could be really, really close.
Yeah.
The Seahawks have a terrible defense. Defense is awful. So, you look at the Rams, they have a high-powered offense, but their defensive line is great. So, the question is, can they get... Well, it's not going to be a question. How often can they get to Wilson? I think Seattle will win it, but I think it's going to be a tough game for Seattle.
We've got a terrible O-line, too, so...
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I gotta go with Seattle, man. I mean, it's just if this was before the Rams played the Dolphins, I would have still the Rams. But after seeing the Rams' performance against the Dolphins, it's really made me click on Seattle because Jared Goff isn't really doing as good as I thought he'd continue doing. So I'm gonna go Seattle.
I agree.
Cincinnati Bengals versus the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers. I think you're honestly insane if you pick the Bengals on this one.
I'm going to take offense. I'm going for the upset. Cincinnati. And here's why. Joe Burrow has played so much better than I thought he would going into this year. I thought he had the perfect, when I mean perfect thing, perfect situation at LSU. I thought he was going to be a bust. But that dude has been balling out this year. They just can't seem to finish the game when it matters. And I think they'll start righting the ship this week against Pittsburgh. Be a big marquee win. They're going to play their hearts out. I think Cincinnati takes it home.
No, I'll give the Bengals some credit. They're really outperforming it.
Also,
but an undefeated team
without their starting quarterback.
True, I forgot Big Ben's out.
Yeah,
he's tested negative. He's been testing negative.
Wow, look at the Steelers fan over here. Gotta make sure.
He's been testing negative.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going Steelers, baby, because you already know what it is, man. I mean, gonna go off.
All right, San Francisco 49ers versus the New Orleans Saints.
San Francisco's so injured they're playing a practice squad. Got to go with the Saints.
I don't even think it's a practice squad at this point. I think they're just making people in the locker room.
Yeah. They're hosting trials like parking lots and stuff. I got to go with the Saints.
Yeah, I'm going Saints as well. Nick Mullins isn't Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah. I mean, Nick Mullins has been proving himself.
He's throw more.
Yeah.
He can throw. Just
no, I'm agreeing with you guys, Saints, on that. What about this one? Baltimore Ravens versus the New England Patriots.
Gotta go with the Ravens.
See, I don't even know what to pick.
Patriots barely beat the Jets. They're tanking. They'll probably end up with a top 5 pick. I gotta go with the Ravens, no doubt.
Yeah, Cam's making too many mistakes. I mean, what was it against the Jets? I'm pretty sure he fumbled a couple times against the Jets.
I think he threw 2 interceptions.
They beat the Jets by 3 points.
Yeah.
And it was just because of a comeback win. Cam Newton is not good.
I picked the Jets to win, and they hurt me. So
Cam is just falling off. I mean, ever since I think the Seattle game, he's taken it downhill. He's made mistakes. He's cost his team a chance to beat the Bills and all that. It's just you gotta limit mistakes, and the Ravens can. I mean, Lamar can stop making mistakes, but Cam cannot. So Ravens for me.
I agree.
Bold prediction for this game. This is the game that Lamar Jackson gets the Madden curse.
Ooh,
Injury.
ooh,
Hate to say it.
Big
I'm
blow.
predicting it.
blow to the chances.
I think that's what's gonna. But if that does happen, I still think the Ravens will win because Mr. McSorley sitting back there.
Trace McSorley. Can
And
any
then wait, what?
can any of y'all tell me where he went to college?
No.
UNC.
Nope.
Dang it! Tough to be that.
Penn State.
Penn
Continue.
State. Oh my goodness! I saw highlights. I saw highlights of them too.
I don't know
Bomb.
college football, so.
I saw highlights.
Anyway, Monday Night Football, the Minnesota Vikings versus the Chicago Bears. I'm going Vikings.
Bears. Kirk Cousins is the most average quarterback that I can think of. He's not that good. They're paying $35 million for a average quarterback. They don't have Diggs anymore to save them in late games. They have Thielen, who's a baller. Dalvin Cook is an absolute baller. I just don't think. I think the Bears' defense is too good. That the Vikings won't overcome it.
You know, I agree with you. Yeah, the Vikings can't just keep living off of Dalvin Cook. I mean, it's not going to keep working. Teams are going to figure it out. And you know, Nick Foles is going to get into a rhythm, and once he gets into a rhythm, he keeps it going, and that's why they put him in over Trubisky. So I'm going Bears.
Terrible call. Trubisky is in. They'd win by 40 every week.
Here we go. This diehard man. This man. Oh, poor your soul. Rest your soul.
Gotta defend my UNC guys, even though if it would be extremely stupid.
He did, you know, put them through, you know, so I'll credit Trubisky for that.
Exactly. Thank you. Rest my case.
So, with that being said, I think that about wraps it up.
Yep.
His lead.
So, thank you everyone for joining us
Wait,
this week's episode.
I got one more thing.
Oh.
Carolina's better than South Carolina. That's all I have to say.
And
I mean, he ain't wrong.
there's going to be an argument. They're going to. Okay. I thought you guys were going to
ain't
throw
wrong.
hands after I stopped
he
this.
ain't wrong. I can't. He ain't wrong.
But yeah, everyone, thank you for tuning in and listening to this week's edition of the Burning Rubber Podcast. We'll see you next week with the host among Josh Corrigan, Brendan Reed, Keenan Kimber, and or Matthew Stotts. It's going to be any one of those four, if not all four of them. This is my last time seeing you guys for the rest of the year, and unless we get interviews or something to talk about for the silly seasons going on. So, thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Keenan, for showing up today. Really appreciate it.
No problem, B-Dog.
So,
Thank you.
thank you, everyone, for tuning in once again, and we'll see you next time.